bullshit. So it took me about 30 minutes to get here, which is a new like fast speed record. Because of that new bridge. I live in Carson City, and that new bridge saves me like 5 minutes. And I'm just so glad that like Reno is finally adopting stuff, cool stuff from San Francisco, like a place to kill yourself. It's pretty neat. Yeah, so I guess since we don't have a whole lot of comics tonight, I'm going to just ask everyone in the audience a hypothetical question. And here's how that works. If you were stranded on a desert island, like let's say a desert island, right, where you just land and there's a billion trees, and it's, well, there's a lot of trees, but you're in the middle. Like you never landed on the outskirts because I guess you fell or the island just rose up underneath you, which happened in Lost, which is, I guess, a thing they can do to you after 6 years of investing your life in something. They can just, something that had rules and a world view and a system that worked, and then just pretend like that doesn't matter anymore. And, if you're like that. But, okay, so if you're on this island, right, you get to this island and you have this island, and on this, all there is just you, and you have nobody, but there's 2 cats that you could eat. And for some reason, for moral reasons, you decide maybe I don't want to eat these cats. I'd rather let these cats live. And, but maybe as you're getting closer to your death, you just change your mind and just try to kill one. With your bare hands. And if you do that, like, I don't know, if you try to eat it, try to burn it, I don't know how you do that. Cat hair doesn't, you should probably skin it first, but don't put it, just put it in a pan over the fire. Don't put it in the fire. That's just weird. And then you could sort of, simmer that thing for a few minutes, and then, but, okay, so you're on this island, and there's one cat still out there that wants you dead, so, build a shelter that you can keep this cat away from you, because it will kill you. It knows that you killed its only partner in life, and it's not happy. You may be able to build this relationship up later if you keep trying, but 2, 3, or 4 days, that's all you're about. You're only going to be able to live 3 more days after eating that one cat. You're going to have to kill that other cat. You don't have time to mend this relationship. So anyway, the question is, if you are on this, if you're on this island, and so that if you basically can only bring one item, and it better be able to kill cats with it. I don't know. What's your guys' items in the audience? Have I items? Pretend you're me from my story just now. What item do you bring to your, okay. Cat food? All right, wrong idea completely. Anyone else? What was that? Oh. Another terrible idea. You will get killed by these cats. I don't know if you heard what I said. These cats are feral, demonic cats. They want your liver. They want your throat. They won't rest until your hot blood is running down their faces. It's really, really gruesome. What item would you bring, Dan?
I bring Jacob, so we tell him what to do.
All right, Lost references. I don't have.
Is this the Lost reference?
I don't have. Outside of the one Lost reference I did, I don't have any attachment to that show. But I'm gonna.
What a cat-proof tent.
Cat-proof tent? No. What's a cat-proof tent made out of?
Cat-proof material. How do I know? You started this shit.
Cat-proof material. What's that? Is that like a bird's nest? What is that? All right.
Make sure the tent doesn't work at box.
Yeah, I couldn't. All right, so I don't have an end to that joke or that hypothetical question. It's just some weird thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna change the rules on you midstream and say, hey, that joke's not getting finished. Let's bring up one of our first comedians, one of our only comedians. Give a big hand for Donnella Del Hollywood, everyone.
I'm Donnella Del Hollywood. I grew up in Hollywood. It wasn't easy. I grew up on the streets of Hollywood, but it wasn't too bad, actually, because everybody's an actor in Hollywood, so there was a lot of street performers. Any time of the day or night, even at 3 a.m. in the morning, you could find a street performer on the corner doing, like, gang scenes and, stabbings, and it all looked so real, you'd swear it was real blood, but anyways. I do want to mention, that there are a lot of actors in Hollywood, but there are a lot of homeless actors. And I actually once dated a homeless guy who lived in Hollywood, and I'll never forget the night that he took me back to his place under the 405 overpass. But I knew right away it wasn't going to work out because he was a neat freak. He had plastic covering over his cardboard box. So, speaking of growing up in places, I read something in the news today. I don't follow politics. They don't appeal to me. But I read something in the news today about Sandoval, Governor Sandoval, making a demand that we put money into education here. And so I looked to see where he went to high school because I thought, gosh, that's weird. Somebody goes to high school here in the public school system and demands we put money into education. That's odd. How could he be that intelligent, And then someone told me that he attended a private school here. So that would explain it. Let's see what else. Trying to come up with new stuff, but I haven't really mastered my old stuff yet anyway, so I'll go back in time a little bit here. I'll go back to childhood. Growing up on the streets, it messes with your self-worth. And I had low self-esteem. I had a lot of skeletons in my closet, and unfortunately, they were mostly members of my family. It was a rough childhood. It drove me to write. I would sit at my little toy typewriter, and I'd have my little airline bottles of Scotch whiskey, so it worked out well for me. I know growing up, it was hard on the streets because one of the things that I totally lost my place there. I saw a flash. I thought it was like, get off the stage now. You're done. Where's your funny stuff, lady? Okay, so, yeah. My dad, growing up on the streets in Hollywood, my dad would make me go around and scrounge around on the ground for cigarette butts. And finally, he bought me a pack, so, yeah. And growing up was rough. Being the younger sibling, I got hand-me-downs. How many of you got hand-me-downs? Yeah? Well, I remember one year I really wanted Mr. Potato Head for Christmas, and my sister got it. And the next year I got mashed potato head. So that wasn't really fair. And my sister would always tell me, you're so psychic, Donnella. You're so psychic. And I would think, well, why haven't I been picking up on that? Psychic. Anyway, so is this thing on? I'm just kidding. Okay, so anyway, growing up was tough, Got a lot of hand-me-downs, all that stuff out of the way. But my sister told me that the reason why I didn't notice that I was psychic or I wasn't in touch with my psychic abilities was that I needed to get in touch with my inner child. So I went home and I meditated, went deep inside myself. But all I could find was a rusted toy typewriter and a very well-written suicide note. So, yeah. And I was married once. How many of you have been married? Not many. Oh, let me tell you, it's extremely stressful. In fact, it was so stressful, I finally went to the doctor, and though he did an EKG, and those squiggly little lines, they spelled out lead your husband. So I did, yeah. And I knew right away, when we were married and our wedding day, it wasn't going to work out because it was a marriage of convenience. We were married in the parking lot of 7-Eleven, so it didn't work. Thank you very much.
Can I have two? Oh, okay. Stereo killed the other microphone. All right. So, I'll tell you guys another story about my cats. It's weird because, people told me I wouldn't turn into like this guy who talked about his cats all the time. Like they said, you'll be fine, you'll just have some cats. But then some people were like, no, you're going to get obsessed with their personalities and you're going to start posting pictures of them on Facebook, which if I ever do that is a cry for help. Please remember this. All right. So the cat story I want to tell is actually from when my girlfriend was visiting me. And it's like the weirdest story. So I'll make it quick though, because why not? My cats should have had nothing to do with this story, but I'm at work and I get this call that's like, my girlfriend is really, really mad or like scared or something. And I'm like, what is going on? Then I get a call from, and this is without answering them. Then I get a call from my apartment complex. Then I get a call from my dad. Which is the weirdest thing, and they were all about the same thing. So the same thing happened. So basically what happened is one of my cats knows how to open the door to my apartment because it saw Jurassic Park, and which was a mistake on my part. I shouldn't have left that on. But it knows how to open doors, so like during the day one day, it just decides to leave, and my girlfriend's asleep, and it just decides to leave, and this apparently nice old man, I'm not sure, tried really hard to return this cat. He knew where it lived, knocked on the door, both doors, side door, front door. My girlfriend is freaked out. She went to go close the door, etc. This is not an interesting story. We're gonna figure this out for the future. Hey, those stories you think are interesting that you never actually told anyone? Maybe you should start there. Get really drunk one night, go out to the bar, and just find someone who wants to hear about the cats that open the door like a velociraptor. Because you guys aren't buying it, and I don't think I am. I don't think there's any value in there. I really don't. So you're not going to get to hear the rest of that story, and I'm going to bring up your next comedian for the evening, Mr. Dan Wise. Give him a big hand.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, guys. I'm going to tell you a story. We'll see how this goes. I was at a baseball game not too long ago, and it was ladies' night. So 6 or 7 of us went to the game. Beers were normally $8 at this baseball game, but for ladies, it was $2. So we brought a couple lady friends because they're like, woohoo, ladies' night, cheap beers. So when it's ladies' night, they get the discount on the beers, right? So they kept on buying beers for all of us. They'd go up, you can get up to 2 at a time. The ladies would go up to the bar, buy $2 beers, go back down to our seats. We would drink the beers. The ladies would then have to go back to the bar to get the $2 drinks, bring the drinks back to the guys. And it's ladies' night. It's billed as ladies' night, but it should have just been ladies, you're working for free night. Because that's what, they didn't get to see any of the game because we're all alcoholics, and we're like, well, I'm empty, and you want me to pay $6 extra for this beer? Come on, let's not be ridiculous. And so really, also, it's not ladies' night, it's guys' night. Guys find a lady, bring them to the baseball game, and you get to drink for free. Well, not for free, but for $2, and you never have to get up out of your seat. In fact, if you get up out of your seat, they're going to charge you an extra $6. Yeah, so it's like guys' night, right? So you just, tell your friends like, hey, why don't you come out with us to guys' night? She's like, well, why would I go with you to guys' night? Like, oh, well, ladies drink for $2. And then you would inquisit like, well, shouldn't that be called ladies' night? And you're like, well, you're about to find out why. It's called guys' night. I work at a casino. I work at the El Dorado. And I will tell you right now, I know of the best game in the casino. It's the best one. It's amazing. What you do is you walk into the casino, and anytime someone wins some money, hopefully it's a lot of money, but at least $20, what you do is you lean over and you whisper in their ear, "You're welcome," and then you just walk away. So like gambling, 99% of the time, nothing is going to happen. But that 1% of the time, they're going to think you're penny slot Jesus. Come down to save the day. Turning a penny into a fuck ton of pennies. That's what penny slot Jesus does. He comes down from heaven. He wants you to get into heaven or hit a progressive, whichever happens first. You're welcome. You're welcome, my son. You're welcome. What the fuck are you doing? You should be max betting right now. That's how penny slot Jesus talks. He wants you to win the maximum amount of money. You always got to max bet when you hit those progressives. Penny slot Jesus swears. I would never play a progressive. I don't understand playing in progressives because I used to play poker a lot, and so I'm intrinsically it's too many big words. I like value too much. Intrinsically predisposed. I can't say it that right. So I used to be good at poker, everybody. And I learned the value of value. Use the own word to define itself. That's how we do it. So this is what happens with progressives. If you play a progressive, the more you wait, the more you can potentially win. So the longer you wait, the more you're potentially winning. I don't play progressives, but potentially I've already won $2.8 million. Wait another couple seconds. Now I've won $2.800000001 million. $2.800000002 million. 2.80. See, now this is the point where you guys understand how the joke works, and now it's on me to just end it. But being a comic, I just want to keep on going. $0.00003 million. See, it's really fun. $2.8000004 million. You just go on forever. 2 Jews walk into a bar. Well, move on to the next one. .8000. I could go on. I probably should, but we'll go on to the next joke. Have you ever been talking to a lady, a girl you like, a lady friend, and all you want to do is play Yahtzee with her? Oh, if you could play Yahtzee with this girl, that would be the best thing in the world. You just want to play Yahtzee, but you get stuck in the words with friend zone. Oh, it's the worst. Speaking of words with friends, we just entered the wordplay zone. What? It's time for wordplay, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna get edgy up in here. Neil Diamond wasn't always an egomaniac. In fact, he used to be a nice guy back when his name was Neil Carbon. My accountant, he called me up and said, "Hey, Dan, you only have $12 in your bank account. Maybe you should stop hiring an accountant. I don't think it's worth it." My accountant's name is CeeLo Green. When the lead singer of Black Sabbath turned to Christianity, he changed his name to Ozzy Reborn. I want to be in Too Short's posse at an amusement park ride for the irony that I can just yell out, "Too short, ain't too short for this ride, motherfuckers!" What do Irish people order for drinks in New Jersey? A Mick Ager, or more popularly, a Mick Ager bomb. Speaking of Irish, am I the only person who likes to drink Irish coffees on the way to work? I love those Mick cafes. Teddy Pendergrass always plays what the audience wants to hear. Pendergrass. Teddy Pendergrass. Arkansas's favorite dessert is inbred pudding. I want to start my own tea company where we specialize in aphrodisiacs. I'm calling it Cock Teas. When I was younger, I used to call Brussels sprouts the truth because I was always spitting them out. Spit the truth when I was a kid. Speaking of kids, when I have a child, I want to name him or her Knowledge. That way it'll be okay when I drop it. We are now leaving the wordplay zone. Yeah. In a world. Does he do that? He doesn't do that. All right, I got one more for you guys. So I moved out, I don't know, about 5 months ago, and I now live in Somerset. Do you guys know where Somerset is? Okay, if you don't, it's a country club community on the way to Verdi, right? And I was at the bar in Somerset, and I was looking around, like, there's not a wide range of people in Somerset. It's like mostly just rich white people. I mean, it's a little diverse. I mean, they have like lawyers and doctors. They allow women there. It's a new age community. Women are allowed in Somerset. But it's really like old school white. It's like Orange County white. Like they're still afraid of black people. It's either black people or it's zombies, right? That's why they moved up into the hills, you know, for the zombie apocalypse. And that's why there's so many roundabouts. All right, the zombies, they get confused. All right, they don't know how to merge. They just keep on going around in a circle. They're like Chevy Chase in American Vacation. You get lost. Roundabouts, revolving doors, sever the brain from the head. That's how you kill black people. Zombies, that's how you kill zombies. Technically, and black people, if you said. My name is Dan Wise. Thank you very much.
Everybody give Dan Wise another big hand. Another big hand, Wise. Oh dear. I tried to start a tea company once too, and mine was all about trying to get really tiny tea particles into a bag, and I called it Indust Tea, because I wanted a whole like Industy, but that never happened, because too much of the tea got out of the damn bag, because it was too small. Oh, Mitch Hedberg. I just imagine that guy like smiling in whatever bones he still has. All right, so with no further, we have one more thing for me to say, which is that that was it for the contest. There's going to be a $50 prize that's given out amongst those two comedians that just went. And here's the second twist. You decide. So you might have a little piece of paper that has a blank line on it that says winner. Don't put who you want to lose on that line. So what I'm going to do now is, everybody get ready for your final comedian. He's done comedy everywhere. And now he will do it on the stage for you only. Come on, stand up. What are you doing? I gotta start an introduction and then learn how to continue in the middle with it. John Ager, everybody.
Woo! All right, keep it going for Adam and Donnella and Dan Wise, and for our audience, we're all glad you came. It looks like in the same car. We appreciate that. You all came together. That's good. We're saving gas. Bring some more people next week. We've doubled in size since last week. Of audience, that is. Comedians, we had more, but anyway, we're gonna have some fun and hand in the tickets to Adam. I'm trying to resurrect some stuff, so I'm being unprofessional by reading some things. So, yeah, if you don't like it, I don't give a shit anyway. I can't do it like I used to. I'm actually not sure whether I used to do it as much as I thought I did it when I did it. Now I can't do it because I don't even know what the hell it is. It's kind of bothering me anymore. I'm getting older. If anybody ever tells me, hey, that's a hop, skip, and a jump away, I'm never going to make it. It's just not going to happen. One of the girls at work, she was funny. She was surprised at getting pregnant. And when you talk to her, it's like Russian roulette. Because she wasn't taking birth control, and he wasn't wearing a condom. So she was surprised at getting pregnant. If you play Russian roulette, sooner or later, you're going to get shot in the face or somewhere else, right? I mean, this is what's going to happen, right? So it just drives me crazy. I'm getting old enough now that I'm making the same noises as my water heater. That's kind of bothersome, especially when I'm in the middle of work. It bothers the hell out of me. I had a friend who, he actually was in charge of security at a bank, and he found condoms in his daughter's purse. So he rigged them like you would a money bag with blue dye, and now he can't figure out how the hell to get blue dye off of his daughter's face. Apparently it stays there. You got that joke, didn't you? Yeah, so you're trying not to laugh, but you know what I mean, right? Yeah, it went off in more ways than you thought. So. Born again. Dan was talking about reborn. Born again people scare the hell out of me. They really do, because when somebody tells me they're born again, I hide three things: my girlfriend, my wallet, and my ass, because something's getting screwed. I mean, that's really the truth, because basically you could be the world's worst person. You could be a murderer. You could be a rapist. You could be a Republican senator, and it's a get-out-of-jail-free card for you. I'm born again. It's like an erase board, dry erase board. You just erase it and you're fine, right? I always got to watch those guys, you know? You read one thing from a Bible and there you are. It's it. You're done. Not too bad. I wish I could do that. I don't want to be born again, though. Anybody know anybody who's born again? Yeah. Isn't that frightening? It is. It's frightening as hell. They're scary people. Just read this phrase. I don't want to read that phrase. It's from the Bible. Yes, that's the greatest work of fiction I've ever seen in my life. No, it's from the Bible. I know it's from the Bible. Leave me alone. And give me back my wallet, you prick. So here's an interesting statistic. More people are killed annually by donkeys than in airplane crashes. Did you know this? More people around the world are killed annually by donkeys than in plane crashes. So again, it's another reason of not to be afraid of flying, but to be afraid of big asses. So, but how do they kill you? Is it hemorrhoids? You know, I mean, is the FAA basically the Federal Ass Administration, the FDA Federal Donkey Administration? You know, is it FDC is Federal Donkey Checks? You know, what do they use for these checks for these donkeys? And why is it always airplanes that are a barometer for deaths? Why is that, right? I mean, how many people walk away from an airplane crash? Nobody. They always say, well, cars, you know, kill 48,000 people a year. Yeah, but some people walk away from that shit. In an airplane, you ain't walking away from it, are you? No. And I hate airplanes anymore because I just hate getting in there. They drive me crazy. I always get stuck going in the door. All right, cross that one off. No, that's no good. That sucks. How about get off scot-free? You ever hear that one, get off scot-free? Who the hell is Scott? What's he been ripping off? It's pissing me off. I don't understand it. Oh, well, I'd like to go into, let's see, here's an old one. 4 out of 5 people suffer from diarrhea. What I want to know is, why does the 5th one enjoy it so much? And are they related to me? Here's another statistic. 5 million women in menopause. Increased global warming. Coincidence? I don't think so. Did you ever wake yourself up with your own farts? I mean, these are questions that you have to ask yourself. I don't know. Some of these things. I used to wear mirrors on my shoes. People thought I wore mirrors on my shoes so I could see the girls, but that's not the truth. It's so I could see my own penis. That's not funny. That's the truth. I'm excited right now, and you don't know it. If any of the young guys were, skinny guys were up here excited, you know it. You don't know it with me. My girlfriend left me. I told her, why are you leaving me? She says, you don't understand me. I said, what do you mean? 2, 3, 4. We got to keep going on this. I'm sorry. The last one I want to leave you with is cell phones. I got an iPhone 5. Now, I'm the kind of guy who shouldn't have an iPhone 5. I used to have an Evo 4G. And I know what the 4G stands for because it was G. I still can't make a freaking phone call. Because it's Sprint. And Sprint should not be called Sprint. Sprint should be called jog or slow walk. I mean, because basically you're not going anywhere with this thing, right? And if you've ever made the trip between here and Winnemucca, all you have basically is a $299 timepiece. That's all you have. If you get into a problem, you can't call the emergency services. You can tell what time you're going to die, but you can't tell and call anybody to come help you. Not unless your foot is up on the tower, your arm's up like this, you maybe get half a bar. You go, hello, how are you? I'm dying. Nothing. So I hate it. I got the iPhone 5. I have to have friends help me, but I can understand it better now. I should have gotten the iPhone 3 or 4. But the 5 was the latest, so I figured it'll take me 3 years to figure it out. By that time, I'll have to trade it in anyway. But I hate going to the Sprint store. The minute I go to the Sprint store, a 4-year-old walks up to me. He says, can I help you? I said, yes, go get your father. He says, I'm running the store. Shit. And don't ever let them figure out and program your phone or computer for you. Never. I'm waking up at 3 a.m. to Barney. This shit's pissing me off. I can't get rid of the little bastard, okay? Drives me crazy. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it up for the rest of the comedians, and I'll bring back up your host, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Adam Holwerda.
Hey, so I forgot to collect any votes because I didn't want to. So if you have a vote, can you give it to John? And then we'll try to count them, which should be a really tough thing to do amongst ourselves. Maybe I'll try to do it myself, just one of us. Maybe just one person could count all that. I don't know. That's what computers are for. That's what real computers are for. All right. Did I stall good enough? Hey, I'm still talking. Bye. All right. Radio thing. They should have elevator stutterers, just not like music, just a person who stands in there being like, well, hi, what floor would you like to go to? I'm not sure. Oh, I was at floor 4 earlier. John, why did you not come up here so we could count these? I'm alone up here, and it's terrifying, and I don't know what to do with it. Why? Oh, that's good. He definitely didn't do comedy tonight, but he does arouse some. Oh, Curious George. Oh, that guy doesn't strike me as particularly inquisitive. How about that, George? How about that? That was a zinger for you. It's me saying I like ya. What? Are you done yet? Jeez, man. Jeez.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, so much physical comedy.
So third place is Curious George.
Yeah, okay. So somebody who was not here got a vote.
That's right. Second place was Donnella.
Donnella, Del Hollywood. Give her a big hand. Second place. Unfortunately, that gets you nothing. So that must mean that our winner is...
Adam Holwerda. Oh, no, Dan Wise. Dan Wise, ladies and gentlemen. Dan Wise.
Wait, Dan Wise.
We do have a prize for
Please
second
come up
place.
to the stage, Dan Wise.
We do have a prize for second.
What's the prize?
First place?
Oh, yeah. So what I'm going to do is, out of my pocket is going to come some green paper and not a condom, I promise. Oh, there it is. This should be $50. Very good. Very nice. Dan Wise, everybody. Donnella, you won $10. Yes. It went to appeals, and the court decided to award you $10. That's all you get. There is no alimony. All right. So that concludes our show for this Tuesday night. I hope you all enjoyed our Stand-Up Tuesday number 6. We will be back next week at 7:30. Also, thank All Creatures Veterinary Hospital. The word animal is not even in the name at all. Yeah, and Dan Wise will, if you want to, if we can coax you into it, come back and do more comedy next week. There you are. This stage is good. And now, this microphone will be alone on stage.